The other day, I was really surprised to find myself in this sort of lucid state. I knew I had dived into something on purpose, but became self-unaware. Nothing I had seen was familiar, but at the same time was all here. In my memories, in my comfort, in my expectation, all new. Megacity, king is me. Megacity, king is me. Me. All around me. The kingdom, all around me. Boom, ba-boom. Megacity, king is me. Megacity, king is me. All around me. The kingdom, all around me. Boom, ba-boom. All around me. Friendly. Standardized. Customized. Non-acquaintance. Never met. Always known. New. I rendezvoused with the guys down the road, down the street, telly 2, from a tree, off a rock. Megacity, the kingdom, never let me down. Tiles were warm, never let me down. Beers were cold, never let me down. Loud, silent karaoke, outcasting, chaotic to see, bustling, stand up, cheer, sit down. I cannot wait, boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And socializing, I cannot wait to not wait. I don't care. All I ever wanted was to be. Everything makes me is. Phase made, clear day, lit paid, trade saved. All I ever wanted was to be. Essence.
It goes on and on and on. Remind me of everything tonight.
Yes, I'm in the zone.
Dreaming about the things that we could be.
So it's gonna be forever. You already know.
That's what feel me when I'm in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Is it too late now to say I need a one dance? And then we start to dance and I'm singing like, oh, I want something just like this.
Might be over now, but I feel it still. Duh.
I want you to be happier
Because I'm happy
when I'm wiser and I'm older.
Cause you make me feel like it goes on and on and on.
You're not coming down.
Keep it on the high note. Holding on to something. I know I'm not the only one. If you feel like a rock star,
This is what you came for.
feels right in my sound.
Doesn't mean I'm over.
The way that things have been. Wish we could turn back time.
10 years older, but
Look at what you taught me. I want you to stay.
I can't forget you. I'm just so I love you.
Don't let me down. What can I say?
Say with you, just say with you.
Are you ready for to myself?
You've come a long way from where we began.
Crazy.
After all these years, on your magical mystery ride. Far away.
And we go back
It's so why feel like you've been here before. Girl, I'm saying why. Oh my God.
Tell me that you've had enough. I got this music.
We ain't never getting old. You know I'm all about that
Dream or a genie or a wish.
all about that
Place much simpler than this. Hey, you know me.
Just hold on, I'm going home. All about that
Glitz and the glam and the fashion.
all about that
Pandemonium and all the magic.
forget me.
Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Ops Report.
Welcome
to the
Ops Report.
Welcome to the Ops Report.
All right. All those intro things, those are for to get me pumped up. All right. How's everybody doing? We have Zeus on today. Gonna talk a little bit about what Agro showed us this morning on the Stage 2 site, an activity feed. So that kind of looked interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and get Zeus on. It's gonna hopefully I can transition into getting him on screen fairly easily here. What's up, Mr. Green? What's up, Handspring Guy? What's up, Pacey, Snoke, Egro, Ramen, Tech Pops, Mum? All right, Zeus, are you ready? All right. Let's see. We have a nice PowerPoint. We're going to talk about how I met Zeus. It was kind of an interesting little story. I think I've given tidbits about it, and I've got screenshots of the whole conversation, so you know how it'll go down. All right. Zeus says he's joining in 2 minutes, so all right, let's see what we got going on. Oh, background music. I tell you what, all these buttons to push. I'm lucky I even got my microphone turned on. First, actually, while we're waiting for Zeus, some of the things that have been going on, I've been trying to find all kinds of cool stuff to do for the show. It's been taking tons of time doing TikToks, exploring Skip Yellow's world here. I have a little clip of me and Skip Yellow's world doing some karaoke. So let me show that to you for a second here while we're waiting on Zeus.
Well, that is that, and this is this. You tell me what you want, and I tell you what you get. You get away from me. You get away from me. Collected my belongings and I left the jail. Well, thanks for the time I needed to think a spell. I had to think a while. I had to think a while. Well, that is that, and this is this. Will you tell me what you saw, and I'll tell you what you missed when the ocean met the sky. You missed when time and life shook hands and said goodbye. When the earth folded in on itself and said good luck.
All right. So let me turn that off. So that's Skip Yellow's world in VR chat. If you haven't made yourself a Ready Player Me avatar for VR chat, you should definitely go ahead and do that. And at some point, once I get it figured out, we'll go ahead and get into the VR chat world. We can have whoever wants to go in there with us and hopefully have some fun in there and do a whole show from inside there.
All right. I've got Zeus. I just need to. Let's see. Make him bigger.
Make me bigger.
All right, Zeus, we got you. How's it going, man?
Hey, Tack, what's up?
Not a whole lot. Earth 2's been a little bit slow, but I woke up this morning and oddly enough, we have Stage 2 developments going on. Did you see those?
Oh, yes, on the Stage 2 site, you mean the social media upgrade sort of, which they pushed a few hours back?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I just tweeted about it, I think today early in the day, saying first they showed you, what's happening with your account. Now you can see what's happening with other people's accounts. Soon you'll be able to probably, communicate inside the game, I guess. I hope so.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think, I need to turn the music on, and I can't get Pretzel Rocks to come up here. Let's see. Let me tab into it. All right. Sorry, everybody. Nope. You know what? No matter what I do here. All right, got it. It was hidden behind another window. All right, so yeah, no, you've been doing a lot of stuff, tweeting, and let's see. Have you come out with a new article anytime recently on E2.news?
No, not recently. As you said, it's been pretty slow, so not really much to talk about. I wanted to do an article on Essence, but I thought it would be just filled with too much speculation. Some of which I don't know if you got the chance to read on it earlier. I tweeted a short note about it. What I think, Essence could look like 2-3 years out down the line, given current supply rate, etc. But again, it's all up in the air till we know, how everything else will impact Essence, whether it's burning, whether it's utility, or I don't know when bigger jewels come, whether the production rate will hike up significantly. So, I mean, there are a lot of things which we don't know. So I'm just keeping my mouth shut on Essence for a time being.
Yeah, but didn't you do an article on Essence, or at least if crypto came to Earth 2?
Yes, that was more general. It was talking about how it's a no-brainer for Earth 2 to sort of enable crypto deposits.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this crypto money which is circulating in NFTs, might as well as come to Earth 2. All those people who want to have some portion of their portfolio allocated to virtual real estate, you will give them a good avenue to do so. I mean, everybody else who's on virtual real estate is sort of doing it, and they are getting so much traction out of it.
So now I know we don't necessarily want to speculate about crypto, but you saw Shane's last tweet. Do you think that was the thing that he was talking about? The mysterious.
I think he was talking more about blockchain, really, rather crypto. So I think blockchain is a given. I think there are no two ways about it. He's already confirmed that there will be blockchain. I think this was just a reference to something which is in the works with respect to him working on it for quite some months now. I think the last time they really confirmed was in May, and I keep saying, since May, I think a lot of things would have changed internally for Earth 2. Again, just my guess, not that anybody knows better. But yeah, I think since May, when they sort of made an announcement on blockchain, I think they have been sort of looking out for partners who can, really get it going forward too. So I think it's more in reference to blockchain rather crypto. Whether crypto comes or in what shape and form, that still I think is a big question.
Yeah, no, and it's kind of interesting, especially with the new activity feed that was released on Stage 2. It's like another one of those bring up the hype or fear of missing out type stuff, where if you see other people, getting a certain amount of essence, converting it, if you see people building hollow buildings or whatnot, this is all got to be coming to some kind of culmination where they're going to do a nice big update. It would be nice if the live site just got the activity feed, but I'm hoping it comes with a little bit more functionality on that too.
Yeah, I mean, we've been all, I think, happy about the fact at least a lot of these updates are getting pushed. There's an update at least, once in every 30 days, if not much. But it sort of kept the conversation going in, whatever little shape and form. I think the big activity, the big momentum will come, when there is some sort of gameplay, even, if it's basic browser gameplay. And, with a setup like this, I'm sure, I think they would be thinking of some possibilities to bring in some gameplay before phase 3. And if that happens, I think, you'll have at least some momentum coming back. Of course, other tactical opportunities like crypto, and a visible blockchain. I understand that I read some of the comments saying that blockchain is already there. There are tiles already in blockchain. I don't know too much detail about that. They only said that, blockchain is going to be there on R2, whether it exists, in its implementable form as of now. I mean, whether it's usable or, whether they are looking at it as something which, they would like to probably integrate it later on. So, I mean, it's all speculation from our side more so.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely set it up that way with all of the individual tiles having their own individual nice little blockchain number that could be put into effect there.
Yeah, the identifiers and everything set up supports blockchain. It's more of a setup. So, yeah, I think to be fair to what Martin is saying, probably, the setup is there. I don't think the blockchain exists as yet, in the sense that we all talk about.
Yeah, so Martian is saying that decentralization is the important part. With this particular platform, I think, can they have both? Can they have both decentralized and centralized support?
Yeah, it happens all the time, Tech. I think if you see a lot of crypto space, what happens is typically a crypto is released by an ICO or, there is some vesting that happens. Most of that vesting happens with the developers. A lot of the voting rights are retained by the developers. So it can be decentralized, but again, decentralization means, whoever holds most number of tokens has more voting rights. In this case, I would assume, they would assign themselves or allot themselves a bulk of that, a bulk of the crypto because they are the issuing party.
Yeah.
So they would retain a lot of voting rights. So even if it's decentralized, still, I think, from a decision-making perspective, I don't see that moving away anytime soon away from the devs. But yes, I think to be a legit crypto, to be a legit, so to say, in the crypto community, you'll have to have decentralization, even if it's, as superficial, as having most of the, voting rights with the issuer, and over time, as crypto sort of, is mined, or, you have play to earn, whatever, people get more and more crypto, the users get some of it. So over a period of time, slightly, it moves towards users, but still, I think the majority voting power will still remain with devs.
This conversation kind of brings me back to towards the beginning. Do you remember when you did the talk on crypto and NFTs, and none of us had any idea what any of that was going on? That was this game has done a whole lot for community that I don't think a lot of us in the beginning knew what NFTs. We weren't super familiar with crypto. I know that I had only had I bought some based upon some TikToks where somebody was saying, hey, this one's gonna blow up, and I picked out 4, and all 4 of them that I picked out in December of last year are doing really good. But I think that this community has really done a lot to just increase the knowledge of decentralizations, blockchain, NFTs, the cryptocurrencies, and we've just expanded into the other blockchain games, the VV NFTs and whatnot. Really, this community has just done so much for enhancing the knowledge base of everyone around here.
Not just knowledge base, Tech. I think they've been participating. A lot of them have been participating actively on a lot of things. Randy keeps talking about PV all the time. It's made him a millionaire.
Yeah, so. Yeah, for sure. And you're right, participating, because I think let's see. Happener has done really well with the NFTs. You have done really well with the NFTs. Stronghammer is.
Yeah, we paused it for a while since Earth has been more on a silent mode. And the momentum is not there. But yes, I think the idea about NFT is really they're sort of more of collectibles with an underlying blockchain.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it from that perspective. I think still at the end of the day a piece of art. I'm talking about non-utility NFTs. Of course, some NFTs are now evolved to have some utility. Although I contend or argue against some of that utility which they say is utility. Whether it's real world utility or still some fugazi. I mean, who knows?
In the case of a lot of the NFTs that have been created in our community, I think for the most part, it's been a learning experience, but it's also been fun. It's been super fun seeing all your NFTs, all of Happener's NFTs, all the stuff going on so that we have the trading cards and everything. It's been a blast.
Yeah. The last one we did was Just Don't. I think it was something more of a fun take on, Thomas's Just Don't meme now, which is sort of
yeah.
So we did that.
No, I like the creative ones. I like because I think it was John 1992 had done a Shane Ops card, and
yes, that was a nice one. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried really hard to get Shane to accept like the number one, but he never messaged me back on it. But speaking of wonderful, fun things that have happened in the past, let me go ahead and bring up our PowerPoint, our Zeus PowerPoint.
Oh yes,
for the day.
this one.
Now, I have your permission to show off these Discord messages, because.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I just relived that conversation when you sent me this for a preview. I was just wondering, I mean, what are the odds? So.
Yeah, for sure. So let me preface it by saying that. There was probably a little drinking being done the night that all this happened, So, I mean, I was kind of being fast and loose.
I distinctly remember it was a weekend. So.
Yeah, it was a weekend. There was, it was a different time. There was all kinds of unknowns. People were very protective of a lot of things. And, so let's get it started here. So, everybody, this is terrible. I did something totally wrong. All right, I should have known better. But again, there was maybe a little drinking going on. I went and I surrounded Black Panther Island in my tiles because, all right, during that time there was a day where people were talking about Wakanda. We had heard that Wakanda had been created. We had no idea who had created it. And then one night, I'm pretty sure it was Amusity that said, "Hey guys, I found it." So we go over there, and I'm looking, and I see that there's this this bridge going right into the eye of the Black Panther, and I'm like, "Oh, I can see where this is going. People are gonna mess this up. I don't want this guy's artwork to, be tore up." So I went ahead and I surrounded it in my tiles, and almost immediately I was like, "Ooh, I should have asked him first." So I did. It must have taken me an hour to figure out who Zeus was on Discord, so I could message.
Yeah,
you.
It was so early. I mean, it was in Jan, I think.
Yeah.
Jan.
Yeah, it was definitely early.
Yeah. I think I just did the Panther Island. There's a bit of background why I did it. Yeah. So the first tile art I actually did was for myself. It was in Emporia, which was the city, from the E2 boss earlier on, and then now it's I think run by Predict. So I did that to Palm Islands. I don't know if you recall that one.
That's I about do recall that one. I think I left that one out of the PowerPoint though. Now that you mention it, or maybe it's in there. We'll see.
Yeah. So that was my first one, and then I said, if I'm gonna do a 10K tile art somewhere else, might as well, do it in Wakanda, and then. What better to do it, rather the face of the Black Panther.
So your first one, the Palm Island, wasn't like a commission from the boss. It was you just putting.
No, it was for. Actually, I woke up the morning and then I realized, he sort of put in a some mega city there, and there were still class ones available there. So surprisingly, so I bought some class one, and then pretty much I extended some of it in the water. I said, hey, wait a minute. I mean, if it's going to be in water, why not? I sort of make it go big, try to do something. And Dubai was closed. I mean, everybody was talking about Dubai, so I said, let's make the Palm Islands there.
Yeah, it's a brave move because nobody wanted water tiles. I think you and I have like a ton of water tiles. But, really good water tiles. Like the Eye of Ra sits right inside the volcano, and that's
inside
all
the volcano.
water.
Yeah. Prime water spot.
So let me read some of this off. It says, I gotta apologize if I did anything wrong. I found the art before I found your server to get permission. I surrounded it in gold to save the artwork from random flags. And you're like, dude, you should ask me. And you said, I can save the art myself. And I'm like, yep, I would have, but I have a habit of saving artwork from vandals. And we go, there are no vandals there. If you would have asked me, I would have done it in a different way. I would never touch anyone's art before asking them to protect it. And I'm like, oh, this guy hates me. I'm like, yep, that's why I'm here apologizing. And of course, dude, you had me like the whole time. I was like, dude, I'm trying to fight. You're like, after? It doesn't help, right? This is how I'm experiencing this conversation. I'm like, I did so wrong here. At that point, like, I was like, all right, no problem. I tried, have a good night, And then it totally turns around. Zeus says, okay, let me give you the benefit of the doubt that your intention was to save it. Would you sell it back to me at your cost? I was like, absolutely,
And you did.
And I did, totally. And, it made me think. That was like because all the other artwork that I had saved before were tiny pieces, So doing something on a large scale back then, that was something that probably required permission. Nowadays, I don't think anybody would think about saving someone else's artwork because you're paying like at least 60 cents
now big artwork is actually actually that's what I was saying earlier also. In the early days, soon big art will become sort of impossible to do because the costs will be way higher.
Yeah.
I mean, not impossible, but you gotta put in so much dollars to just to get a basic shape going. So
and wouldn't that be great?
I'm glad I did that. When the tiles were still cheaper. So
yeah, same here. I'm glad I got all of the artwork in that. And now it's like as things move along, I'm like, is the artwork even going to be able to be seen or whatnot? But actually, with each stage of development, and especially with the new Hala buildings, we have a different perspective on the artwork. And I have some of that here. Let me just go through the rest of this. I'm apologizing. Sorry for being rude. Appreciate you letting me rectify the situation. All's well that ends well, or starts well. Zeus and I's relationship started there. We've done a ton of things since then.
Yeah.
Right after that conversation. Zeus picks up some tiles in the Eye of Ra. So we're in each other's cities. One of the projects that we had immediately started talking about and working on was the Infinity Gauntlet over in Wakanda, which I'm so proud to be a part of.
Was it the first multicolor art piece? Because I had not seen multicolor art pieces before this.
Well, I mean,
which we did.
The Black Panther has 2, but yeah.
No, not 2, but this is like 4 or 5 different colors it has, and I think you were fetching guys to sort of fill in the colors if I recall correctly.
Yes. I've got so many different people in here. What's amazing is, okay, I've done some artwork before, and bringing other people into the artwork is difficult because people change their flags and mess up the whole picture. This hasn't changed. This has stayed how it's been the whole time.
Yeah, it just stayed with true colors.
Yeah.
All this life.
Yeah, we've got
10 months, almost 10 months.
Mr. Green over in the thumb there. We've got Rocker Stalker over on the pinky. I think Jonah is the red one there. yeah, we've got some good stuff going on in there. All right, I'm gonna check out the chat here for a second because I don't want to miss all the good
I
stuff.
think there are a few questions and comments I would love to maybe just.
The first episode, like I rewatched twice just to get everybody's comments in the chat, and I appreciate everything you guys were saying in the chat. It was I wish I could have kept up more on it. We're happy to share the history of Earth 2. There's so much good stuff that happened. There's good stuff. There's bad stuff that happened. There's stuff that happened that was bad that now we just look back on, and it was kind of a fun time. It wasn't all that bad. So let's see. What do I got next for the? You know what? Let me put the PowerPoint.
I had a beard? No, I never had a beard. Did I?
No, not you, but like my whole transition over from SHP to Alpha Kingdom, that was an interesting time, and I hope I can get Stern, maybe Stronghammer, some of the other leadership in SHP to allow me to like screen capture the conversation. It was that night, the night that it happened, I was on Guidebook Gaming, and like stuff was going on in the background. Nameless was looking at stuff on air. I wasn't able to pay any attention to stuff, but like Nameless got all mad at one point, and you know, when we were done with the show and I looked back on everything, yeah, but that's a story for another time. We'll go ahead. That'll be a whole nother episode. Let me continue with the PowerPoint because there's just some amazing stuff in here that Zeus has done. This is the entirety, well, maybe not the entirety, but most of Wakanda. Oh, look, you put Tech Ops land under on all of my gold there. So the Infinity Gauntlet is just above the Panther Island. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. E2 Boss Land, that's kind of small.
Yeah, that was in the early days of Wakanda. I think he got some land in Wakanda, and then of course with all his other exits, he sold it to somebody.
Yeah.
I think he also liked Wakanda. This one I think I had done, after March or May. I don't remember, March, April, sometime. But since then, I think I have a lot of attention in Wakanda. The whole water which you see, around that area is sort of, I think it's all occupied.
Oh yeah.
And then there is entirely a new city south of Wakanda called Sanctum, which is some of these a large group has come in to I think mostly crypto investors. So they just pinged me one day, and then they wanted to do something.
Now,
and they like the city.
Is it a whole different group? Because all right, let me try and get some of the things that I'm not sure about right now. Because in the beginning, it was Earth 2 Worldwide.
Yes.
Okay,
that was more of just a Discord. Yes, I rebranded it to Singularity. I just got some of the guys in the Discord who were active, and then I just randomly asked them what are some good names we can probably just toy around with. And
okay, so is
Singularity sort of
is that considered a guild now then?
Yes, in future, right now there is not much to do in a guild as such, but right now it's basically some of these 4, 5, 6 projects inside that guild, and some of these guys are still alive, and alive in the terms of they're active on Earth too, and I think that's what makes us confident that some of these projects, in fact most of these projects, will turn out to be great as we move to phase 3.
Now, is it the Singularity people that are doing Sanctum, or is that a whole different group? Oh, I think, are you cutting out there?
No. But they am I audible?
I'm losing you. Okay, I think you're getting a little choppy there.
Am I back?
I think you might be back. All right. So
am I back?
I hear you now.
Okay, great.
Okay, so you were saying that the Sanctum guys are Singularity or are not Singularity?
No, they are Singularity.
Okay.
They're very much Singularity.
All right.
But they came in late. It's a group which sort of did most of crypto, and then now they wanted to own a piece of virtual real estate, and they were looking at options and they liked the proposed location of where Sanctum sits. So Sanctum is right between Asgard and Wakanda.
And that's all in
and-
Ethiopia, right?
No, so
wait.
Sanctum and Wakanda is in Ethiopia. Asgard is in Kenya, so it's at the border
Okay.
between the two countries.
Oh, look, Frami's here. Hey, yo, Frami. What's up, buddy? So, okay, so I think what I've got up is this part of Sanctum here.
Oh, is Thomas in now? Hey, hi, Thomas.
Yeah. So I've got, I'm not even sure what to call this tile art, but it's the circle. You've got, can you see the screen there?
Yes, I can. It's actually, the sign that you see, the center one. It's the sign that you see in Doctor Strange. It's the sanctum. It's the sign of the sanctum.
Oh.
So the location, the sanctum, you see it on the window pane. This sign. This is that sign.
Okay.
And the area around it is sort of that shield. The shield he conjures up. I think when he does some stuff like this.
Okay,
So-
I hadn't made that connection. I know that in the beginning, you were wanting to do all Marvel themed stuff with Wakanda in that area. So,
Yeah, this is Doctor Strange inspired. So therefore Sanctum.
okay, well then let's see. What do we got going on here? Because that looks like the Flash.
So yeah, so I'll just give you some background. What are the different art pieces you see around in Sanctum? They are essentially different districts. So while the centerpiece is Doctor Strange inspired and all that, this is the engineering in the power district of Sanctum. So you have that the power sign, and then you have the 010, which is some computer science. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, no, I typed it all in, and it came out saying Sanctum, so I was pretty prepared for that one. So.
Yeah. No, so that's the medical district of Sanctum.
Okay, does that
some
have
of these guys are real life doctors? So,
Oh, okay.
They are doctors. They are professionals. They are engineers. They are professionals. This group which has launched Sanctum, they are professionals. They want to sort of start a professional AR VR professional experience inside Earth 2. So sort of where all doctors meet, or where people come for medical advice or etc. If those are some of the possibilities that Earth 2 will give us in future. So some of these districts are aimed towards that, and they were pretty confident on what they want to get out of this. Of course, subject to how Earth 2 develops over a period of time.
That's great that you're bringing in the professionals, into Earth 2. That's a lot like what John's tried to do with State 1 and some of his other projects. State 1 is incredibly organized.
Oh yeah. I think they are doing great. I wish there was more momentum in Earth 2, and I think they would have done maybe 5 times better if that was the case.
Or if
But yeah,
they
I
would have
think
gotten
they
in a
keep-
little earlier.
I think they are ahead of their time, really.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these things which they are doing, I think you and I would want to do, but we realize, the ROI isn't there right now to do some of these things, on a more, you can push only as much. I think ultimately, it's the platform momentum that will, dictate, all the progress.
Yeah.
So I think they are ahead of their time, but kudos to them. They're still growing. I think they are pushing hard. They're spending. They are organizing all these seminars. In real world, trying people to get onto the P2 bandwagon.
Yeah.
I think I appreciate their role, in the community, and really helping, putting the word out there.
And when there's
about
something to
Earth.
do, I think that they're going to be some of the first that have some of the best stuff, the most organized, good built cities. Hopefully, once there is something to do, everybody else comes back and just gets to work. That's what I feel like is going to happen. I mean, I haven't heard a whole lot from Tireless lately, but I mean, Ziggurat is just a huge guild city place. They've got so many different areas. It's well put together, well laid out. Yeah, once there's something to do, this thing is going to go crazy, and I think
I think Ziggurat, besides us, I think Ziggurat is one city that I think and I know Tireless since early days. So I think those guys, I think, also started to get the ball going in the early days, fairly in a more organized way. They were having all these districts that they have, and I think they're pretty loud. And I think once Earth-2 sort of slowed down, I think they have been silent about it. Even us at Singularity, I think we had all this Asgard, we had Bakanda, we had Sanctum come in, but we haven't really tried to push the foot on the pedal in terms of getting more and more users to buy in there. Rather just be out there, let people know we are here to stay, and we will see this through as much as the platform allows us, and aggressively. A lot of EPLs being secured for right at the place that you have on the screenshot. So that's Asgard Golden Palace.
Yeah,
right there.
the EPLs are supposed to be really good for visibility and getting to properties. I actually think that game activity feed that they have on stage 2 was super helpful for me. At least you can click right on a user's name, even if they're not in one of the leaderboards. Then if you see somebody you can go ahead and go to their profile, check it out, go to their recent property that they've picked up, or you can see how much essence and ether they get on a daily basis. So okay, so the next picture I have here, this is the Bifrost Bridge.
The Bifrost Bridge is the single file tile that goes out in the water.
Oh, okay.
So that's the Bifrost. This whole piece is actually the Asgard Palace grounds.
Ah, okay. All right.
The Golden Palace and the city around it.
All right, so and then here's one that I was disappointed because I got the tile art picture and then I went into Hollow Building view. The Yggdrasil just disappears when you're trying to bring it up in Hollow Building view.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand the schema of coloring and the Hollow. I mean, I think it must have some logic, but I don't think we know what and which colors are being used in the Hollow Building view.
I thought that one was going to be super cool, and then I turned it on. I was like, it's gone. It's just gone.
Yeah, it's just gone. You can't see really anything in that view. But yeah, that's the Tree of Life.
Yeah. Okay. Now, is this your first commissioned piece here?
No, this is not my first commissioned piece.
Okay.
The first commissioned, I won't call it commissioned, is the collaboration that we had with you for the Infinity Gauntlet. It was not commissioned really, but I think
just
it was more collaborative.
Huh?
Yeah, the first commissioned I would say was, and I do this for free. I mean, I don't charge for the tile art, so all became good friends, as and when I kept doing it. I think the first one was the Green Dog one, which I did at the Celtic City.
Oh, okay. I think I have that one. This one.
This one, yes, this one. This is a nice 5,000 tiles. It's a pretty huge area there. Entire city built around this.
The amount of goodwill that you got paid in, I would say, is a pretty hefty commission for these pieces because.
I made great friends.
The exposure, the people that we all know now because of all this, the fact that it was so much each time. It's always been something to talk about. Even with the shipwreck at
this is for Predict. This one was my hardest, I think, for the longest. I don't know. I spent some, I think, 13-14 hours doing this.
Really?
Because the detail on this was quite something.
Wow.
I didn't realize this when I started to do this, but as I carried on, I realized this is going to be a monster.
This was kind of a collaboration between you and I as well. I don't know if you realize, I did like a whole audio track for the story of E2 and the shipwreck.
Yeah. No, I think I was there on that. I think was it a Discord stream or something? I don't recall that. I think Predict made a lore around this shipwreck, and I think she ran a contest also.
And
at that time,
isn't it supposed to be every year in March? There's supposed to be something that you can find there, some treasure you'll be able to find at the at the shipwreck. I can't wait. March is coming up again.
I hope so. Yeah, once I think we hear more from Predict about her plans.
Let's see. So this is the Celtic City knot at a long time after you made it. After we all filled it in, they ran the contests and everything. Still looks great. Everything changes colors around here. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, there's an interesting story behind this city. I don't know if you know about it. So Green Dog, had me made this, and I made it. So the area around this got filled pretty quickly. I think that's one of the benefits of art. People like to see it, and they fill up around it pretty. They want to have some real estate besides good art piece, and especially large art pieces. So I think that's the biggest motivation probably to do large art pieces, especially for mega city holders, because you get a lot of attention in that area.
Yeah.
So he built that, and a lot of people buy. But the rest of the area, as you see, around in the west of it, the northwest of it, and south of it was not getting filled, and he was saying, why is that happening?
Wait, I thought.
So I don't know. I just sort of gave him a random advice. I told him, why don't you build roads? So so he built all those grids and roads, and after he built that, he said, I think that's great. I think people are starting to buy within the grids. I don't. That's what you just had to point them where to buy. build those boxes. They'll buy within those boxes.
Yeah, because prior to
and
that,
I think
in the
yeah,
big Northwest, it's just 750 city.
The whole area is massive. I think because on the screen it might not look at as big. I think this is a massive area.
Yeah.
The whole art piece, the area to its northwest, so huge.
Let's see, what else do we got here? The Kraken had you do a piece. What was that? A medallion or coin?
Aztec. That's the Aztec coin.
Let's see.
So it's from Mayan folklore. So this is sort of a medallion of an Aztec coin, which Hydra wanted to do it. I think it was his idea. I only executed this, and I put the colors and all in place.
I wanted to be part of this project, but you already had the gold in there, and that's I think that might have been before I bought like all kinds of different colors too.
No, the golden is not mine. The golden is still Hydra's. I only have the centerpiece, which is the Indian flags that you see.
Oh, but Hydra didn't make all that. You made it and then sold it to Hydra. Right?
I made it, but he has all these color accounts which he used to transfer these pieces to different accounts.
I miss Lloydie. I haven't seen Lloydie in so long. Where's Lloydie?
I haven't. I pinged him some time back. I think he replied, but I think he's more just sort of. It's more where most of the community is at. Wait and watch what's happening. And we'll come back when there's more momentum, and
Yeah, and until that time, we just got to keep trying to fill some space so that not everybody. I tell you what, it is definitely difficult because there's so many things that I let go that have built up for months and months and months that are now it's come to a culmination where I had to take some time off just to get this taken care of, take the car into emissions, get this fixed, get that fixed, pay off this and whatnot. I'd like to keep, trying to put something out there. Hopefully I can do something a little better than once a week or once in a week in a day, because it was last Friday that we did episode 1 of the Ops Report. But yeah, hopefully we can keep things moving here, and hopefully something's going to happen real soon where it's going to give us some content to start working with.
Yeah, sure. I think it might take a month or two longer, but I think eventually we'll get around that.
Oh, hey, Musity, you're not late. We're going over all kinds of stuff here. We got plenty of time left.
Hey, I'm Musity.
So I know, I think earlier, I'm not sure if it was Martian or somebody else had asked about the Joker. I didn't know that you had done the Joker artwork.
This was when the real Joker, Ben. I mean, everybody knows who the real Joker is. Right. So Ben, he pinged me, and then he said, I want to get the Joker done. So I suggested some designs to him. I think this is one of the designs that he liked. And then, what happened was about a month or so, or a couple of weeks, he went silent. I think he was I think busy with the E2 team and his other works.
Tell
And then
me.
he comes back and he starts looking for me,
Uh-huh.
and he doesn't find me or doesn't remember who he spoke to. So I think he went to this guy Pavel from Ziggurat.
Okay.
And I think he asked him, whether he can do it. I think there's another version which is in the Ziggurat city, which is my design, and then he sort of mixed it up. He sort of mixed up Pavel with me, and then he later realized it. That's not whom I spoke to. And then he came back to me. He said, "Hey, why don't you do this design in in the place where I want to build my own city and Cryptopolis. It's called Cryptopolis where this place is." So I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And then I made this poem in one night.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's totally just abandoning the project. And one of the good
He's
things.
still holding.
Yeah, he's still holding, but if he's not, in the back end of it anymore, I'm wondering if he's even going to bother. Although, it's kind of nice. He hasn't, changed anything. That's not now just one solid colored block of tiles. But what's awesome is all of the major players went and bought in that area when Cryptopolis, when he finally was like, "Hey guys, come on and check this out." I know I picked up like 4 plots, and it was, I must have heard about it.
Yeah, that went real fast.
Yeah.
I think it was at the height of hype when he was around and he was buying up stuff, which was making news almost daily.
Yeah.
So
well, which is my other
it was-
question. I hope you got paid for that Joker, because he was paying people ridiculous amounts of money.
I mean, he was far generous than I thought he would be. He actually let me keep all the tiles. So if you see, the ownership of this tile art is with me.
What?
Yeah. So.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
He just let me keep it. So I said, fine. I mean, what do I gotta lose? Thanks very much.
Right. I mean, maybe it would have been nice, because he was paying some ridiculous prices for some ridiculous properties. Like, I think there was one where he must have got like 4 or maybe even just like 15 tiles in a particular city. I just won't mention. But somebody got like $2,000 out of him for just a few tiles. Like, no, this is the financial district of this city. So.
No. So then. What happened, how this was funded was he bought one tile in Wakanda for $3,601. So $3,601, which was the cost of this art piece.
Okay.
He paid for one tile.
All right.
In Wakanda.
So you got
and
paid.
That's the yeah, no, so that's the I think the highest price tile in E2, I think. It was of course paid for this art.
Yeah.
For funding this art. And then I went to him, I said, it's done and all. So just keep the tiles, man. So that's fine. Thank you.
That's awesome, because I'm sure that is going to be worth so much once the gameplay gets going on there. Just because of the location.
This is a great piece. I think I love this piece. The way it came out.
I know that when we were buying in Dubai, there was like a few guilds that had got together and they wanted to build like, a joint city. But in Cryptopolis, I think everybody got together and everybody is in there. I mean, all the way to Hako has one tile nation there.
Yes.
It's
beautiful.
beautiful.
I think it was the place to be when it launched. Simply because the Joker was making so much noise in the community in sense of his purchases, and it was believed that wherever he went, that place was the place to be. So I mean, you had actually people tracking his profile and buying next to him wherever he bought. So and then this was his sort of magnum opus, sort of, where he said this is going to be my capital. So naturally, I think people flooded to this place.
Yeah, I think I must have heard about it within like, I don't know, 10 minutes of them saying, okay, you can buy here now. And I picked up 4 properties, and the amount of land income tax I got off of when everybody else bought properties, it was great. It was like the good old days again, because those weren't cheap tiles that were being sold.
Yeah, it was cheap at that time. When he just launched it, it was about, I think, 45-50 cents.
But the purchases kept continuing well into the expensive range.
yeah, it was, but most of it was bought, I think, within a couple of days as word got out and people piled on.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. What do we? You're delving into hollow buildings. I went through the hollow building art section and I pulled this one up and I see that you keep adding on to it. Is that just like one of your main? Do you have a plan for this? A location where you're?
This is a design. This is a design I made for. It's called the Wakanda Art and Convention Center, Resort and Convention Center. So I just sort of made it, as one piece that I wanted to, build artistically, because of course the Horror editor is sort of, it's a pain. It used to be a pain before the bug fixes. I think the recent bug fixes still, make it a little bit more easier to do that. But yeah, I think this was one of the bigger designs that I wanted to do, sort of, to keep, an option if in future, if, they will have more utility. But right now, I'm not too sure the utility of all our buildings, or, what happens to them once, we get to the real buildings. So
right.
I just sort of held back on deploying this because this is, I think, a big piece. The whole complex, this complex is, I think, it's a lot of volume. So I won't be deploying it really. One of the spiral buildings I might end up deploying somewhere, once, I have, more places to, I can't search all the places.
Yeah.
Because
I wish there was some information as to what the utility for the hollow buildings were, because in my mind, you have the 1,000.
Yeah, that's about it right now. So 1,000 cubic meters is the storage space, but we don't know how fast that gets filled up. I think if it's 1,000 meters, if you're gonna have 1 cubic meter a day, then it's going to take 1,000 days to fill it. Again, what's the resource generation of a property, and what a 750 generates, what a single tile generates? I mean, a lot of these things are unknown.
I'd love to put
it's
hollow
like
buildings
shooting in the dark
on all of my property, but at this point, like I built quite a few, and they're just kind of sitting there. They're just, I built little cylinders, just to have the resources coming in there, Mr. Green.
I built cylinders, but I couldn't stand the ugliness of cylinders, so I still made a nice watchtower just to, whenever I go there and see there's at least something artistic on that property.
Mr. Green is killing it. Mr. Green is making all the 1,000 cubic meter hollow buildings all different, and it's over in the Eye of Ra, where he had put a bunch of single tiles and wrote out Eye of Ra. So on the heat map, if you look, and you can zoom way out, you can see exactly where Eye of Ra is.
Yes, I saw the text that says Eye of Ra.
Yeah. Well, now
I think
there's hollow buildings
Green has been
all
such a fabulous participant in the community.
Yeah.
He does a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, no, he's doing so much more than even I was so excited to make some good hollow buildings, and I got in there and I got so frustrated that it just never happened. But no, he's sitting there cranking them out daily, a different new one, just with that small size that he's allowed on the single tile property, just killing it. So let's see.
Absolutely.
I think the last slide, E2 news. You've had so many projects. This one has just done amazing. This keeps everybody informed. We love you for creating E2 news. You and Tobaloba, and in the early days, Hazy, right?
Yes. Yeah, E2 news has quite an interesting journey. I think we started in Feb. I bought the domain much earlier. I think I bought it in late Jan or something, if I remember it, or Jan. But the idea was always to see, if there was, there could be a portal where, the community can simply express their thoughts, and, whether we can keep some of the, happenings, what's happening in the game, what's happening with people, what's happening with places, in general, just keeping people updated. That was the thought when I started this project. And soon I found Tobaloba, who was trying to do some leaks or some version of this, and I said, hey, why don't we team up and do something which I'm already working on. So he liked the idea. I think there was some fair convincing I had to do to him. I was like, what a website! I don't know who'll come and read it, and suddenly it just blew up. I think people liked what content was being pushed out. People liked the participation. I think they were hearing articles from different people. They were seeing articles from different people. I think a lot of people have contributed. I think they are all credited with what A2 News is today.
Yeah, no, I mean I've seen so many different community members that have submitted articles. I think I put an article in really early on, one of the first articles. And I think I wrote another article that we just decided not to publish because it was due to vandalism on one of my tile arts, and I was super mad. I'm like, no, this guy needs to hear about it. And
no, but we still wrote about it. I think the idea was to stage, what people thought, bring perspectives in, and they can be different, and we all want to hear what everyone thinks. So there was quite a conversation at that time with for the people who were coming and destroying art while it was being made. So I mean, of course, I was biased. I supported you there because being one of the early victims where you came and protected my art. So
yeah, no, and it's several times you've given me just great advice. One of the advice that you gave to me, I never really took, was that don't leave any place to allow for any kind of vandalism, or don't just do all your artwork all yourself and everything. And I kept doing it with the community, and then of course it had to have been after you had told me about that the guy came in and vandalized that one property. But
yeah, I mean, see, if you're gonna spend $1,500, $2,000 on a piece of art, you might as well spend $300-$400 more just to protect it, give it some border, or fill the spaces where you don't want people to come and buy random black tiles.
Yeah.
So a Predict spent close to $1,000 just to protect the ship, which I made for. So I mean, she cordoned off all the area in transparent. Now they look red tiles. Yeah. But all that is protection. She got some generous protection around that.
We lost your video. Oh, okay, there you are.
That's my battery running low.
All right, sir. Well, I appreciate you coming on. We got the PowerPoint. It's been super fun. I'm glad we were able to discuss some Earth 2 history. I like to keep it at an hour for these the Ops Report episodes, so that they're very watchable on the VODs afterwards. So
no, I love the Ops Reports. I think I'm glad you're doing this. I think it's fun to come and watch. I might miss a few streams because my time zone is a bit different from you guys. I'm on the other side of the globe, so but I could catch up. There's a catch up available, thankfully, on Twitch, so I catch up on all these streams. Nameless.
That's one of the
other
things.
Guys.
I want to go ahead and do varying time frames so that are appropriate for whoever the guest is. And I know it's probably like 11:30 at night, but I know you stay up until like 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, so. Yeah. No, late nights are best because then I'm done with stuff around the house, and it's quiet. It's really quiet, and I can do other things that I want.
All right, well, Zeus, I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna roll the credits, and we're gonna get out of here.
Hey, thanks, Tech. Wonderful. And let's head back to Discord, maybe.
All right, thanks. All right, we'll see you later, Zeus. And credits.
It goes on and on and on. Remind me of everything tonight. Yes, I'm in the zone. Dreaming about the future we could be. So it's gonna be forever. You already know. That's what tell me when I'm in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Is it too late now to say I need a one dance? And then we start to dance, and I'm singing like, I want something just like that.
Might be over now, but I feel it still. The
I want you to be happier.
Because I'm happy.
When I'm wiser and I'm older.
'Cause you make me feel like it goes on and on and on.
You're not coming down.
Keep it on the high note. Holding on to something. I know I'm not the only one. If you feel like a rock star,
This is what you came for.
feels right. My sound.
Doesn't mean I'm over.
The way that things have been.
Wish we could turn back time.
10 years older, but
Look at what you taught me. I want you to stay.
I can't forget you. I'm not down and I'm just I love you.
Don't let me down. What can I say?
You want me forever. Just say what you want. Are you ready for the rest of my life? I think you love me too much.
To myself,
We've come a long way from where we began.
crazy.
After all these years on your magical mystery ride.
And we go back
To the stars.
but if you close your eyes like nothing changed at all. And if you close your eyes you'll feel like you've been here before.
God, I'm saying wow. Oh my God.
Tell me that you've had enough. I got this music. I just can't deny.
We ain't ever getting no, you know I'm all about that
Dream or a genie or a wish.
all about that
Place much simpler than this.
Hey, you know me, Just hold on, I'm going home. All about that
Glitz and the glam and the fashion.
all about that
Pandemonium and all the
Won't let you
madness.
forget me.